Currently 3.5 wins for the year. Wren, Everett again. Through they go, Swartz. Handball to no one in particular. Reese overran it. Spider. Good work. Thompson. And Wolf got on the end of it. A little lucky from Wolf's point of view, but playing front, and that happens.
Somewhat fortuitously, no doubt about that, Brian. And the sides, Grant Thomas-May, he just might have slipped one into us there because Nick Rewald has lined up forward. He was named at centre-half back. They've got Rewald, Hamill and Gehrig, so it is a dangerous-looking forward line, and Wolf would be the unlikely first goal scorer if he is successful here.
Well, have a look at that, and he is dead in front, and he is about 30 metres out. The AFL average is high. Wolf comes in. Nice attempted kick. First goal on the board for the Saints.
Important goal, the first one, always an important goal, and Daniel Wolf, who probably best remembered this season for hitting the post from 4 or 5 metres out against Sydney, which ended up in that memorable draw. But would like to have that first goal on the board, no doubt about that. And gee, they have got some marking power up forward. They've got Lowe, they've got Rewalt, they've got Gehrig, and they've also got Hamill. So it's a pretty potent-looking forward line from a St Kilda point of view.
So Daniel Wolf gets the first goal on the board for the Saints. They have come to play. The coach promised it'd be a cracker of an opening. It has been by the Saints. They're fired up. Everett tried to take it out of the ruck. It spills now as the Hawks go forward for the first time in the match. Up towards Hawthorn and Barlow. The villain last time they played, missing a couple of easy shots, takes a strong mark. He'll be keen to impress early on. He kicks looking for Piccioni. He'll be 1 against 2. Voss from the front. Dixon now for Hawthorn. Ball goes over the line for a throw-in 55 metres around from the Hawks' goal.
Plenty happening off the ball, boys, down the other end. Graham and Hamill been at it probably since the first bounce. Gehrig got involved with Rawlings as well, and Hamill's just been up into the game down the other end, so keep an eye on that.
Bit of cheeky going on there, little pinch, like your grandma used to give you. Here's a chance for Crawford. At forward 60, chips it for a nice play. Thompson certainly adds something to this Hawthorn side. Was in great form before injury knocked him out for a few weeks. He's kicked 8 goals, 9 this season, 100 career goals in 75 matches. He was third in their best and fairest last year, and he will line up from 55 metres out, slight angle.
Stephen Baker, the job on Crawford needs to be tight. Matt Maguire's got Nathan Thompson and also needs to be a touch tighter.
Third in the best and fairest last year, Nathan Thompson. 53 metres out. Not a lot of angle about it. Off hands. Barlow tried to sock through. I think it was touched on the line. It was. Just the minor score. The first for Hawthorn. Let's go down to Michael Roberts.
Yes, there's the Blue Ribbon Cup with the fact that Sergeant Silk and Senior Constable Miller were shot at Moorabbin August 16th, 1998. So that's why the boys are wearing the armbands.
Michael Roberts there, boundary side of Swartz. Waits to bring the ball back in. He goes wide. Hamill gathered the ball. Long ball forward to centre wing. Tallis high. Voss underneath. Came out with the ball. Crawford, Thompson. Dixon the pressure. Shook it off. Thompson. What a star he's been for the Saints. Baker, there's their best tagger. Getting on the offensive end. The Saints driving ball to centre foot. Graham took Hamill under the ball. Rees had a go. Simon Cox. Hey, that's a good sign, believe it or not. The Hawks really want it. Adrian Cox with the fast hands. Hawthorn under enormous pressure.
And back it comes again. Here's Voss. Tried to pinpoint it to Davis. It was cut off by Rawlings. Now the Hawks have nowhere to go. Cox did it beautifully, though. One option was on. It was Reese, and he hit him on the chest. Reese gets the handball going. This is Brett Johnson. The kick was smothered. Great stuff by Thompson. This is a desperate side. Both of them out here today. And we're in for a cracker of a game if it continues like this. The intensity for the first 5 minutes has been nothing short of sensational. It'll be who can sustain it for the next 115 that will obviously win this match.
Ball up. Everett won it down. Soccer. Vandenberg. He's one of their real goers. Chick with the haircut. Struggled for the mark. Got the ball out. Reese. Here he is. The pumped up Popeye. Vandenberg at the post. So the Hawks in attack.
Well, there is plenty going on, no doubt about it. A couple of poor decisions being made by players from both sides, but there's pressure on, so you can understand that. Vandenberg really need to kick that goal.
Schwartz, a beautiful thumping kick. Clears the 50. Everett to the front. Marks in front of Wren. Around the corner, finessing. He hits his captain on the chest. Harvey quickly onto Davis. Needs to take this. He's got players on. Needs to keep his feet. Did all of it. Now he thumps it long to the centre half forward position. Hamill had Graham's boot in his back. A chance now for Caden Beetham. He's caught. They throw the ball out. Garrick tries to crash through. Gets the handball back. Hamill tries to crash through and does it a second time. Now he throws it out, but Graham's there, his nemesis. He's grabbed. Gets it out to Crawford. Crawford out to Cox. And the Hawks clear. And Dixon's away on centre wing.
Got plenty of time, a bad bounce to go with it, but there's plenty of time, as I mentioned. A short, low ball. Finds his man in Reese. The handball off Simon Cox. He's great by foot, but the pressure from St Kilda is relentless. Out to Dixon on his favourite side. And he wants to go on with it with Spider as well. And he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
And a 50-metre penalty, is it? No.
No, the umpire did it well. He just said there wasn't much in that Spider instigate it, so let it go.
This is a rugged opening. They have come to play both sides. Chad Davis, Rewalt on the lead. Need good hands. Clean they weren't. Hey, he needs to find some form. Crawford, what about the cracking pace and the relentless pressure in this game so far? As Crawford goes wide and finds Piccioni.
At half forward, little chip forward is a good one. They're running the Hawks today. The mark's been taken by Hodge. The #1 draft pick in season 2002.
Draw
Luke
breath,
Hodge.
boys. First time to draw breath.
Nice kick. Look at that. That's why this young man at just 18 years of age is destined to be a very good footballer. We won't pump him up too far yet, but he has got the credentials. Coming off osteitis pubis, and also I think he had calf and Achilles tendon problems. Looks the goods. A very good player. This is Chick lining up for Hawthorn's first. They've had 3 scoring attempts. The 2 behinds. Daniel Chick. Been down to Edward Beale, obviously. He's had the haircut. And puts it right through the middle. First goal. Hawks lead by 2 points.
Well, it has been a frenetic pace, no doubt about it. In fact, when you look over the whole of the ground, players are in room 20 and 30 metres on their own, and it's simply because it's all out attack at the moment. They are backing themselves both sides. They're prepared to run hard from defence, and really it'll come down to ball use. Those that can use the ball most effectively will get rewards, and that's why Luke Hodges' pass to Daniel Chick is so important, results in their first goal.
Goal apiece here. Lowe, Rewalt, Garrick, Hamill, all in the forward 50 for the Saints. Thus, a small forward line for the Hawks, but doing well. Vandenberg, inside 50 again. Simon Cox, left foot around the body's brilliant. Thompson! Right on the line.
That is a great mark. That is strength against the young Matt Maguire. A little bit inexperienced, but look at this. That's just a show of strength, and then it was virtually a one-handed mark, which is a terrific result. I reckon he was trying to shepherd initially and ended up taking the grab.
Thompson comes in, point-blank range, surely from here, yes. Hawks have got their second.
Doesn't it tell you how important it is to win a footy out of the middle? St Kilda had a 7-man forward line on that occasion. They weren't going to allow Hawthorn to play a loose man, but what that does, again, is opens up the forward line for Hawthorn. Their runners through the middle of the ground had pretty free access on that occasion. And at the end of the day, a bit of individual brilliance by Nathan Thompson results in a goal. So it's been a terrific opening. 2 sides that are pretty evenly matched at the moment.
St Kilda 1 goal straight. Hawthorn 2-2-14. The Hawks by 8 points. Centre clearances 3 to Hawthorn. None to St Kilda. Vandenberg has 2 of them. Up they go again. Spider gets the tap. It's Harvey, though, who gets it out to Thompson. There's the first centre break for the Saints. It's a good kick, too, from Thompson. Looking for Gehrig. At full forward. Off the back is Adrian Cox for Hawthorn. He went away without it. Now he flicks it out to Tallis. Tallis gets it working towards Hodge, close onto the boundary line. Hamill makes sure it stays in. We'll have a throw in. 45 out from the St Kilda goal.
A little bit of fumbling, and that is simply down to pressure. Players double grab because it's been a pretty hot opening. Clean hands stand out in games like this.
Throw in, Stewie Lowe. Breaking the record today for the most number of games in one Guernsey, believe it or not. Number 23. He goes past Don Scott's 302 games with 303. That one is very much for the most trivial of trivia buffs. Hawks have it at half-back flank.
Barlow waits, says, OK, I've got time. I won't hurry and kick it to a contested situation unless I absolutely have to. And Thompson is a pretty good option because he's marking the ball strongly in the air, as we've seen. Not made on that occasion. Harvey, a couple of possessions already. Caden Beethan has been in and out of the St Kilda side. Needs to find his feet. Everett, an important link in the St Kilda lineup. Low in front. Over the back, Rawlings was there. Graham. What a steady and consistent performer he has been. Reese. Got to be clean and quick. Was. St Kilda outnumber the Hawks players 3-2 though. And force the ball up inside the centre square, nearing the centre wing. Daniel Harford sitting on the bench. The great John Kennedy there.
Reese and Johnson, two youngsters, and Hodge. Hawthorn have entrusted a fair bit of faith in them, allowing them to start in the centre square.
Ball up. Wren worked it down. Caden Beethan got on the end of it to Lowe. It was Lowe. Rawlings over the top. They need to get it out, the Saints. Everett. Left foot snapped through strength. It's long. Has it got the journey and accuracy? Didn't have the latter. It's the minor score. 1-1-7 the Saints. Hawks 2-2-14.
Everett and Wren would also have to contend with, you would imagine, at some stage Thompson will be a pivotal duel.
Different so far, Gary. The Saints, even though they've got the big names up forward, it's been a bit haphazard the way the ball's come in.
Yeah, they've just got to get some system, some composure going forward. A little bit crowded, I think, too, at the moment.
Simon Cox's disposal already today has been fantastic. He set up Thompson for the goal and ran that one out of defence. Well, they're all running forward. No one wanted it in the end, but Vandenberg went back and cleaned up. To Hodge, 2 bounces with his 4th tucked. He kicks forward. It's a bit of a helicopter. Thompson from behind. Well done, Maguire, who stood his ground and took a strong mark, the young man.
Great effort. Difficult when you've been outmarked already to stand his ground, take front position, take some courage.
Just 17 years of age, playing at full back in a senior team is fantastic. Garrick on centre wing. Rewalt is the lead. Presented himself beautifully. Got to the front. Arms were taken away by the All-Australian fullback Hay. So there you go. That shows you just how Nick Rewalt is going when he gets Jonathan Hayes, his immediate opponent, early on in the game. To Everett. He goes to the pocket looking for Lowe. Pushed in the back. No, says the umpire. Might have been a bit stiff there. Stewie might have overbaked the cake a little bit and convinced the umpire there was less in it than what actually was.
Did it well, actually, Rawlings. He just throwing the arms out like that gives an umpire an out, and that's often what they're looking for.
Forward pocket for the Saints. Lowe. Wren, both there. Wren had the good body position. Saints have got the numbers. Harvey might have been helped to the ground. The umpire said go. Rewalt, tackled, brought to ground. Oh, they're ferocious, the Hawks defenders. We'll have a ball up. Gary, just like to know what you think with the four tall forwards for the Saints. Just, they're not quite sure where to go for each other and probably crowding each other at the moment.
I'll get to it shortly, Barge.
Ball up, Wren. Rewalt got a fist on it. Crawford tried the soccer. Players converge.
It all comes down to understanding the role. I mean, who's going to be the stay-at-home forward, who's going to be the leading option, where your starting position is, how much space you create for each other. It's probably the first time all 4 have played together, so it'll take a bit of time.
13 minutes played in the first quarter. Rewalt got on the end of it. Johnson, handball out. Crawford. Good on both sides. Barlow in front. Begley down. Garrick was front and centre perfect. From 55 metres out, long ball. Watch Clark at the back. He's got the set. Couldn't get over the top. And the Hawks from the back pocket relieve.
Once again, Hawthorn from the last line of defence. Run it out to the defensive 50. Wren gets the handball going. Graham over the top. Here's Cox. Kick needs to be good. It's up towards Chick. Stuck out one paw. It was being held, says the umpire, and we'll take it at half forward against Lawrence. Chips it forward. Maguire and Thompson. Now Piccioni, a little bit of World Cup stuff there with the outside of his boot over the line and out of bounds. Will overthrow in. Mickey Roberts on the boundary.
Yeah, I think the move for Baker to come off and Jason Cripps to come onto Crawford, I think they'll use that a hell of a lot. They're interchanged to tag Shane Crawford.
Boundary throw in deep in the Hawthorn forward line. Disposal at the moment 54-34 in favour of the Hawks. They've had plenty of it. Barlow only lead on the scoreboard by 7 points. 8 now, if you like. St Kilda 1-1-7, Hawthorn 2-3-15.
Chick and Lawrence. Chick playing half forward. I think that's his best spot. Try and get him one out in a strong contest. He's such a powerful player that he's difficult to match up on one-on-one.
Baker preparing to come back on for the Saints as Voss accepts the kick in. He's been a consistent performer for the Saints since arriving from Brisbane. in the defensive half of the ground. Lowe has to come up a long way from half forward. Perhaps that one he needs to take in the hands and not on the chest. Black, an important midfield link for the Saints. Look at the Hawthorn players around the ball. 4-1 there.
Good tackle there by Cox, just dragged him to the side. Ball up. Cox gets it out. Barlow thrown to the ground without the ball. Umpire calls play on now. So Hawthorn go forward. Look at this. Piccioni gets it. Oh, he did everything right. Bar hold the mark. He's turned it over. Begley goes wide for the Saints. Wolf, St Kilda's only goal kicker, just puts it up in the air. Mark's taken there by Heath Black, recruited from Fremantle this year. One of the high-priced imports for the Saints. Good left foot kick, looking for Lowe. Goes up, couldn't quite hold the mark. Did well though, got the handball going to Thompson. Now to Gehrig, over the top. Nice 1-2 going there with Cripps. Here's Fraser Gehrig, shot at goal. Has put it through. Fraser likes it. And the Saints get their second. And they're back within 2 points.
Well, I've got to say, there was a question mark about Fraser Gehrig coming into this side. Missed a lot of footy this year. But gee, he's moving well. And really, he's playing up across half forward and running through the line here. We know he's got amazing pace. And he struggled because he hasn't got a great right foot, but he got it there. And that one is working okay. You'd expect him to spend some time on the bench at some stage because he's been a bit underdone. But he has made a pretty good start to this game.
Great composure shown there from Fraser Gehrig to register the Saints' second goal. They trail by just the 2 points. In the middle we go. Harvey pursues. Johnson just pushes off easy. Barlow on the leadle mark. He's got good hands, Barlow. And
that was a great kick by Brett Johnson, who's also started well in the centre square.
Too far out to score, and he's got it to a man that should never get it anywhere near the 50 because he is one of the outstanding finishers in the game, Simon Cox.
Well, you've certainly built him up, Ryan. He is a beautiful kick of the footy, though. There's no doubt about that. I agree and concur, so he'd have to be a pretty fair chance from here.
He's better at the moving target. He's kicked 5 goals 4 this year.
No question
Cox
he's going to miss
in. It was always on Gary, wasn't it?
Well, that was why Brian Taylor was such a genuine champion of the game, because the champion players kick the goals. It's all right being a good field kicker around the place, Barge, but it's when you get the sticks in front of you, you've got to nail them.
Well, let's face it, Barge was never going to play through the midfield.
All those blokes out at centre forward just bombing on top of your head, Ed.
Exactly. And Barge, of course, kicked his 100th goal against St Kilda back in 1985. Memorable day at Waverley Park it was too. In the meantime, back in the year 2002, it's Thompson on centre wing as we reminisce.
Oh, nice, Ed.
I didn't get a wind up there from you, Brian, that's for sure. We've got a ball up on centre wing. Hit-outs, by the way, St Kilda 8, so Big Spider is doing well, although at the moment Noble's gone into the ruck. Hawthorn 2. Clearances, though, the Hawks underneath it, 10-4. Good buddy. Close to the boundary line. Good play by Graham. Holds it up, gets it across. Brett Johnson's kick to the forward 50. Lawrence backed himself. Fortune favoured the Brave. Just got a toe poke on it to his skipper and Harvey. Back to Lawrence. Needs to kick. Pushes off. Gives the old don't argue. Black out in front of Thompson. Umpires picked one up behind play. It'll go St Kilda's way. After it was Vandenberg a little bit angry. He tried to fix up Black. There he is. Just held onto him. Threw him to the ground, and that is a free kick. So Thompson has it on centre wing. Now, Gary, they have changed their forward setup now. There is no one from the 50-metre line to the goal square.
No, Everett's gone to the square, Low off, Noble into the ruck.
So they need to get this ball. Noble's the man. Gets it out to Harvey, leaves it for Cripps. Cripps gets the quick kick, not quick enough. Up to the forward pocket, bounces, throw in. And sometimes these throw-ins, so good are the boundary umpires these days, almost like a centering kick. So right to the hot spot here. They need players front and back, the Saints, and Everett will give them every opportunity.
3-point lead to the Hawks. 20-minute mark, first quarter, Colonial Stadium. Caden Beetham will take a spell on the bench while Everett does the ruck work. Callaghan there, Tallis working over the top. It's been a physical opening. Hamill just flexing his muscle there on Shane Crawford. And a confrontation has occurred because of that.
Just need to be careful, Hawthorn. I mean, you've got to pick your time. It's too close to goal.
Rewald over the top. Graham takes the ball.
They're looking for him.
Johnson. It's on the back line. Hamill is a very grumpy man today. As Green centering ball finds Reese. His handball to Simon Cox in the middle of the ground. He had clean hands. It was nice. Back to Reese. Long ball, Barlow. Danger signs here for the Saints. Barlow's got open space. Beckley won't get to him. It's a long ball to an open square goal.
Happens so very quickly in the modern game, and when you see so many numbers around a boundary throw-in or a ball up, as we did in St Kilda's forward line, all that tells you is there's so much room and space, and that's a pivotal play right there. Cox went one way, the St Kilda players followed him and came back inside and got it to Barlow, who's finished nicely. So, pretty good result out of defence for the Hawks. They're moving the footy pretty well through the midfield.
We saw a beautiful play by Simon Cox. When you hear recruiters talk about players with clean hands, that was the difference. He took it on his bootstraps, one grab, then got the handball going and opened it up. And Cox has certainly been one of the pivotal players for the Hawthorn side. It's Baker now for St Kilda. Can they answer? They trail by 9 points. We've been playing nearly 22 minutes in this opening term. Rewalt kicks forward. Spider Everett resting at full forward. Almost had enough of it. Does well to keep his feet. Here's Crawford, who's had plenty of the ball as well. Got a shove in the back. Umpire said no go. Yes, he did. Wanted to pay the advantage, and quite rightly, the ball comes back to the Hawthorn skipper for his 6th disposal.
Very well picked up, Edward. And, well, they've had a crack at Shane Crawford, which wouldn't worry him too much. I think he thrives on that sort of attention.
Certainly loves attention. He's a superstar, this fella. One of the greats of the game. Great personality as well. Tremendous leader. Has grown into the capacity at Hawthorn. Barlow was being held. No, said the umpire. Here's Rewalt now. Thumping left foot kick. Hamill from behind. Too far out of the play there. Good punch on play by Wolf, and Wren takes it to the boundary line. We'll have a throw in at the forward 50 for the St Kilda side.
Easing into their roles, those tall forwards. It looks like Rewalt will be the player that presents to the footy coming out of defence, which he does so very well.
Noble against Wren. Graham, the third man up. Hay, unable to take control. Vandenberg's handball. It just had a little bit too much pace on it for Tallis in the close confines. Hay just seeks the safety of the boundary line by foot.
Encouraging for Hawthorn to see someone like Brett Johnson and Nick Rees be up there with possessions. Johnson's had 10, Rees has had 7. That's the future of their midfield.
Stewie Lowe taking a spell. You'll probably see that at the end of each quarter for this game. Clark, one of the men that started on the bench. Looping handball, Callahan on the Wolf. Kicked the first goal of the game. Here he is from the boundary line. It'll be spectacular. Garrick had his man beaten. He had his man done, and he just couldn't control the ball. And the minor score.
That's just game time there, isn't it? Fraser Gehrig, if he had another couple of games under his belt, he would have gobbled that up. One grab and a certain goal.
Yeah, the old cement hands on that occasion. Did everything right. Tensed himself up, as you said, Gary. Just the body hardness from match practice and match play. Hawthorn now. Stephen Green has had the Pentridge cut. To Rees. Back to the fugitive. Green over the top. Vandenberg gets run down. Just got his boot on the ball, but he's turned it over. Good play by the St Kilda forwards. Good pressure. Thompson to the middle of the ground. Del Cento. No need to rush. Handball wasn't too flash. He's put Baker under the hammer. Baker was good enough to get it out to Harvey. Harvey runs back into the congested area around the corner. The kick is to the corridor. That's where you want it, but there was no one back there. And in the end, it was probably an ordinary kick going into the forward 50 and a 50-metre penalty going against Callahan. Old Dirty Harry.
I'm not sure. He must have thought that it was touched off the boot, because you see here, you can't claim a player after he's taken a mark like that if you're not in the marking contest. So the 50 is absolutely right.
Tallis in the middle of the ground, looking for space, got a check. Superior pace over Lawrence. Lawrence did the work at ground level. That's where he's best. Baker, Del Santo. I love this young kid. He can really play. Voss got the loose man on wide. Wolf, no one comes at him, so he half retreats. Now he goes forward, and that is a shocker. Rawlings, Cox, Adrian, Campbell Brown's just on the ground. He's got plenty of go in him. If we haven't already got enough bigger in this game, there's a bit more coming from him. As the Hawks through Green, Thompson on the lead. Punch away was excellent by the big fella in Noble. His follow-up work was great. Campbell Brown putting his body on the line.
Good contest, wasn't it? Great contest from a young kid. And this was a great punch from Noble, who went with Thompson for athleticism. Then you see here, that's just a good sign.
That's the difference, this crop of young players. Once upon a time, young guys, you'd just leave them out and they'd be fixed up by seasoned campaigners. Now they're that well built and that committed and got their mental capacities right. They come out ready to play from day one.
Confidence, I think it is, Ed. They come in, with, I think, with respect, but they also come in wanting to take on and challenge the seasoned players.
Thrown at half forward for St Kilda. We've played 26.5 minutes in this opening term. It has been a beauty so far. Hawthorn holding sway by 8 points, as you can see. Counting down, heading towards the last 30 seconds of the quarter. So still time for one last attempt at score. Bounce, Noble. Neither ruckman able to do anything much. Del Santo finds a bit of space, looking out to get it to Clark. 2 more first-year players in there. We'll have a bounce, which should see Hawthorn going in at quarter time with an 8-point lead.
Aaron Hamill at half forward, Daniel Chick at half forward for Hawthorn. Any kids watching, there's 2 of the best defensive forwards you're ever likely to see. Got to find the footy now. That's the other thing they've got to do.
There's the bounce. And Brown gets it out. There's the siren.
So, at quarter time, the Hawks in an enthralling game. It's been full of vigour.
Over the last 5 years, a dynasty has risen and fallen.
It's all over for Brisbane.
We farewelled the Prince.
This moment marks the final play. Prince's Park.
Hail the new king.
Public denigration is unacceptable and won't be tolerated.
And witnessed the impossible.
Remarkable.
Revisit a remarkable era with every game of the past 5 seasons running all summer only on Fox Footy Channel.
It happens all the time.
Oh yeah.
It gets into your mind.
Oh yeah.
A voice keeps telling you.
Oh yeah.
Only Hungry Jacks will do.
Oh yeah.
I just gotta have it. Oh yeah. They let me at it. Oh yeah. Time to Hungry Jack it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Know what to watch over the festive season? Your Entertainment and Listings magazine has everything covered. Our incredible summer showcase gives you the lowdown of what new shows will be sizzling on your screen. Just for the preschoolers, a place where they can imagine, learn and interact. The launch of Playhouse Disney Channel. We catch up with Michael Aspel, host of Antiques Roadshow, on the success of bringing the show to Australia. And take a look at the confronting Iraqi war miniseries Over There. Your Entertainment and Listings magazine. Call this number to subscribe.
The battle is coming. The argument will be settled.
I don't feel any super middleweight in the world can match my speed, can match my skill.
Anthony Mundine and Danny Green will face each other in 2006. But on December 11, you be the judge on who has the edge as they make their last stand apart.
Oh, big right hand from Danny Green.
The penultimate meeting before the biggest fight in Australian boxing history. The Man and the Machine on the same card. Live this Sunday, 7 p.m. on Main Event.
The drama Australia's been waiting for. AFI award-winning Love My Way returns in 2006 on W.
It's going to lob in the square. Kernahan. The siren has sounded at VFL Park and he's put it right through the centre.
And he has to score to win the game for the Blues. And he misses. It's out of bounds. It's a draw. Oh,
Kernahan plays on. He bends it back with sticks and he's got his third.
Classic Corners all summer on Fox Footy Channel.
Huddle on the deck having his calf massaged.
And Robert Harvey, both St Kilda guys, they're looking at the soft tissue injuries. They use massage a lot at quarter time.
Apparently, Robbo listened to the St Kilda coaches intently when he played. Go on there, Robbo. Good stuff, mate. So an unchanged lineup for the St Kilda side. Almost a shove in the back there, but it was Dixon for Hawthorn who threw it out to the half-forward flank position. Chance now for Rees. He was bustled out of the way. Voss, Harvey off the ground. Harford on for Hawthorn, who has had some injury and not a whole lot of form this year, Daniel Harford. We'll have a throw in.
Big couple of weeks for Daniel Harford coming up, I would imagine.
Dennis Pagan
and his wife Cheryl
sitting with interest.
Professor.
Indeed. Everett winning the ball down. Simon Cox. Johnson leading possession getter on the ground in that first quarter. Thompson with the set. Couldn't quite hold it long enough. It looked good. The setup was perfect. Now he's bowling them over as well. And what you see there is exactly what this game has presented so far. Physical one-on-one contests.
That is a great jump from Nathan Thompson. I tell you what, I'm impressed with Matthew Maguire. If he can hold down full-back or play key defensive post, those sorts of players are invaluable.
Everett, Thompson working really hard. So does this man Hamill. Del Santos, one of the young, bright players for the Saints. Kick wasn't good. Hay just judged it better. Rewalt not happy with the presentation. Hay got Harford on as he dashes out towards the half-forward line. Black. Handball over the top. Johnson is yet another possession. He's had 12 for the game. Harford back. Sets up the Hawks. Long ball. Thompson! Moved his man under the ball ever so slightly.
It's the art of playing forward line, which you would appreciate, Brian. We won't go down the memory path again, but if you can use your hands in a marking contest and nudge him out as long as it's all in the one act, and we'll get another look at it, I'm sure, but he's a good player, Nathan Thompson.
Thompson for his second after receiving from Hay has nailed it. Thompson has got two.
As I say, he did use his hands, but he did it in such a subtle fashion that he was able to get away with it, managed to get away with it. It's his third mark. Second contested, you see that? It's just in the act of putting your hands up that you can give a gentle nudge to your defender, and it is an art. And you've got to be subtle, and you had the umpire in the right position. So well done. Been a good contest, Maguire and Thompson. I'm looking forward to it.
So first goal to the Hawks in this second term, and suddenly they're 14 points clear. Double St Kilda score. Wren gets the tap. Chick. It's Harvey now, the skipper of the Saints, to half forward. Garrick wrestling out there with Nick Stone. It was Hodge for Hawthorn. On to Stone. Stone from centre wing. A thumping kick up towards half forward. Barlow comes out and takes a strong mark. Hawks are certainly lifting early in this second quarter. Sixth possession coming up for Barlow. A villain one week, a hero the next. Barlow comes in. Floating kick. Everett has to stand his ground. Did it well and took the mark.
Everett weighs up his options. Just watching Robert Harvey off the ball there. He got sat on his backside and he seems to have hurt his leg as Clark dropped an easy mark. Ball out wide. Swartz will arrive with plenty of time and back up. Del Santo there by his side. It's a low bullet-like pass. That's 50. That is 50. It has to be. He clearly knocked the ball out of his hands and stopped him from playing on. The Saints, in the meantime, move the ball swiftly. Rewalt. Once again, let under the ball ever so slightly by Hay. Harvey, you see there, is just a slight limp. Sure whether the opposing player stood on his foot or what it was, but certainly in a little bit of trouble, Robert Harvey.
Did Lawrence milk that one a little bit?
I think he might have made it look pretty good.
Hay, ball in dispute, Harvey, linking hands, Thompson, centering ball, Rewalt. That was smooth. And the Saints will have a direct shot on goal from no more than 35 metres out.
Been a great contest. Jonathan Hay and Nick Rewalt. Hay was left at the ball-in or boundary line contest, and Rewalt was smart enough to drop out the back. And I have this theory about him with his blonde hair. I reckon his teammates see him so very clearly, and that's why he draws so much of the footy.
9 goals, 6 for the year. Nick Rewalt spent a good portion of the time down back as well. Just laid off the ball ever so slightly in the minor score. So that was a golden opportunity. 2-3-15 the Saints. Hawthorn 4-4-28.
For the golden boy. 2-3-15 as Brian said. 13 points the difference in favour of the Hawks. 4-4-28. Harford. The Hawks now running out. Adrian Cox pulled off the kick, and there he is again, the magnet. with his 6th possession. Out to Black. Black, square and kick. Nice kick too to Gehrig. Off one step, Gehrig comes out wide to Lawrence. All the high-priced recruits getting amongst it. And the high-priced ruckman takes the mark. Just signed an extension to his contract, Peter Everett. 5th mark, coming back after a week's suspension. And of course, a very injured knee at the start of the year. Heavily strapped, that left leg of his, but he's a beautiful kick, Big Spider. He comes in. Except when you kick it into the man on the mark. Wren, Harford, over the line and out of bounds. Throw in.
And there's the art of standing on the mark. I was watching Sean Wren. When Peter Everett lowered his eyes, he took a step back. So when he looked up again, he didn't realise that Wren was going to come in a yard, and hence the smother.
It also helps if you're 203 centimetres. Got the tap down. Here's a chance for Wolf. He threw that one. Adrian Cox to Harford. Handball over the top. Opens it up for Graham, who can run away for the Hawks.
He does it nicely. Gives it to the man that knows exactly what to do with it, Shane Crawford. Check beat his man Lawrence, who slipped over. Now they've got an open forward line. Thompson is a genuine one-on-one contest. But he ignores that and goes wider, and Voss took a very good mark indeed.
Mark Graham had run and made a terrific position from the half-back line. He was involved in the build-up, and really that's where the football should have gone.
Maybe should have gone for it too, though, Gary. Graham, he had a chance maybe to fly across the front.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a tough call. Do you stay down and then pick up a crumb? That's why you rely so heavily on your forwards to give you a strong contest.
No goals for the Saints in this quarter so far. Swartz picked up. Davis spent a little bit of time on the bench early. Hamill marks. Thought it might have been over the line. Kick to Everett. He's deep. He's on the boundary line. He's on the favoured side for the left boot. Centering ball. He's got Clark. Great play, Spider. Great vision. Great awareness.
It was. He had Wolf short and Clark long, and decided to go for the option that would probably give a better shot at goal. The angle much less severe, so he's a talent, this kid.
This is one player I think they need to give more midfield time to, Gary. Xavier Clark, he is a talent in his first year of senior football.
Yes.
And he's missed.
We wrapped him up.
They are missing opportunities early in this quarter. And in this type of game, not sure you can do that too often.
Gary, just with that Graham situation, because it rebounded back and it should have been a goal to St Kilda. You said, you know, he started off the play, ran down. You really want to see a bloke like that who's big enough impose himself and say, yeah, I've started this play, I'm going to nail it, and be proactive rather than hope that somebody kicks it to you and maybe it crumbs for you. You know, there's a chance he could have jumped all over the pack.
We will continue the debate at the next stop in play.
Rawlings, Piccioni, Thompson. Piccioni with some clever Brazilian-like outside foot soccer work, so much so that he won the ball. We're going to replay that in the highlights, I can assure you, because it sent Mark Graham loose. Rewalt closing. He corralled him, made him retreat. Presentation. Missed the leading player there in Reese.
Great chase, Nick Rewalt. Came from nowhere. Here it is. Deft little touch from Piccioni.
Well, that was the go and give.
Yeah, that was it, but Nick Rewalt wasn't up for it. But followed on his work. Great effort.
Well, the give and go it.
Exactly. It was good stuff. Here's Graham. Now he's starting to impose himself. He wants to have a real crack. Unfortunately, over the line and out of bounds on the full. And Harvey will take it from the back pocket. So the dual Brownlow medalist in the autumn of his career transfers it to Lawrence. Hamill runs to space for the next kick from Gehrig. Takes it. 4th possession at half-back flank. This is where you want him, though, up for this kick. Up to Maguire, who's run down. He's held without the ball. Come on, umpire, give him a kick. Umpire Hayden Kennedy says no way. It comes out to Vandenberg, who somehow gets the kick forward and somehow finds a teammate. Stone handballs off to Simon Cox, gets the handball going again. Here's a chance for Wren. Thumping kick up towards full forward. Plenty of Hawks up there, punched away by the St Kilda defence. Voss. Here's Dixon, who's quite mercurial, but Schwartz had him, let him go. Then Dixon got the handball going. Voss ducked his head, threw it out. Reese was there for Hawthorn, but throwing at the forward 50.
And we're going to play down in the middle of the ground. It's a Hawthorn player.
Adrian Cox.
Adrian Cox, here it is. Not sure what he did there. maybe we'll have to wait for Dr. Peter Larkins. Let's not guess. He looks like he might be okay.
Nothing untoward.
No, not at all.
No, it was in the getting rid of the ball act.
There
he is. He's recovered quickly. They must have sprayed him. He's taken a bounce. He's run like a gazelle. He's kicked long. Get rid of those trainers.
No, don't get rid of him. Give him a rise, a pay rise.
He has been watching the World Cup.
And just gives Peter Everett, lets him know how many goals he's kicked for the afternoon, and that would be just the one at the moment. And umpire Hayden Kennedy just having calming word to Adrian Cox. Here, and Peter Everett, amazingly enough, was the man that kicked it to him. So Peter Everett sat him on his backside. He's in the hands of the trainers for a good couple of minutes, bounced back up via a kick from Peter Everett and kicked the goal.
So an 18-point lead to the Hawks. And Adrian Cox showing some of the skill that we've seen in the World Cup of Soccer, where blokes lie down and then suddenly up they go. There's a fair bit of bravado about that one. Harvey kicks forward for the Saints. Rewald comes out and meets the ball, has another go. Thompson knocks it. Lowe was in there as well. This is Tallis for Hawthorn. Throw it out, play on. Good decision from the umpires. Throw it in.
I think Stephen Baker's doing a very good job on Shane Crawford. Crawford, who's a prodigious possession winner, just 7 touches at the moment. And Baker's had a little bit of the footy himself.
Wren, Lowe, Hamill, all got hands on the ball. Baker, there he is. Hamill, Crawford. This is a disputed ball of the fiercest nature. Clark, tackled. This is great football. Dr. Peter Larkins, a few injuries.
Yeah, Chad Davis off the ground for St Kilda. We're having taken a knock on the right shin. O'Brien just gone up the race there, and I agree. Adrian Cox was a World Cup worthy performance. Just got round-arted by Spider and got winded for a while, but came up and gave the best response.
Certainly did. Hawthorn have kicked the last 3 goals. St Kilda have not got a goal in this quarter. They need one. Black. The tackle applied by Hodge. Picked up by the Saints. Ball high on the head of Rewalt. The tallest Wren marked deep in defence.
Good sign. Sean Wren pushing back into defence, and that was clean. A clean mark in a pack. That is a good sign for Hawthorn supporters.
We've played 13 minutes into the second term. The Hawks hold sway by 18 points. The young Saints have been fierce. Let themselves down a little bit in front of the goals this quarter, but they need to just hold their nerve, not get blown out of the water. Here's Harvey. Kicks it long. Hamill's the crunch from behind. Up he goes. Had his name written all over it. And Aaron Hamill, from what should be point-blank range for a senior footballer, will clear his head and kick the goal for St Kilda and get them back into this match. 3rd mark for the night, or for the day.
Luke Hodge is a beautiful kick of the football for a young player, but just took an enormous risk by kicking into the middle of the ground over 50 metres. Now, what happens? You might have a player who's free in the middle of the ground when you kick it, but it takes an amount of time to get to the middle of the ground when you kick that distance. And St Kilda converged on it, turned the footy over, and they were vulnerable from that point forward. Hamill took a good, strong mark.
Hamill in to kick his first goal of the game. That's the one the Saints needed.
Well, I'm a huge Aaron Hamill fan. I think he's got to start. He puts such an emphasis on his defensive pressure as a forward that I think sometimes his creative forward line play suffers. So I think he's just got to perhaps reassess and balance it up a bit more. And he's just got to start finding a bit more of the football, start finding a bit more of the goals.
Almost has to become a bit more selfish, doesn't he?
He does, yeah, absolutely. He spends a lot of energy defensively.
Aaron Hamill with his first goal, and he does need to be more of a threat on the scoreboard, as Gary has alluded to. Baker, spinning move out of the middle to Harvey, who's had a good game. Rewalt on the lead. Hay closely monitoring the young Rewalt. Crowd and that gentleman
comes free advice.
Not agreeing with perhaps the way the umpires are seeing this game at the moment.
Fantastic stuff.
Wren and Everett manoeuvring, you can see there, for body position. Everett one out. Tap down was in the Harvey direction. Clark was on the move as well. Hodge. Little left foot kick. Found his target. He gives you plenty, this guy, when he comes on. Piccioni. Adrian Cox. He's recovered. Back. So the Hawks are away. But the kick, not good. Noble. Should have marked. Handball from Simon Cox. Thompson. Brought it inside out. Simon Cox. Hands cost him. Vandenberg says, well, give me a crack. Picked up by the Hawks. Campbell Brown! First career goal for Campbell Brown.
And what a way to bring up your first goal in AFL football. Some terrific work in the build-up by Simon Cox, who just fumbled at the wrong time, but then it found its way into the hands of young Campbell Brown, whose mum and dad will be sitting here somewhere pretty proudly, I would have thought, because it displayed all the skills of someone whose father, Malcolm, perhaps was renowned for reasons other than skill. Well, his son has got plenty of it.
So a fantastic goal by Campbell Brown, his first goal in senior football. Well done to the young man, 18 years of age and only his third game, and congratulations to Big Bad Mel and Kay as well. They'd enjoyed that one, no doubt about it. So the Hawks go 18 points in front. Harvey leads from the front for the Saints again. Chance for Xavier Clark. He owes. He gets the handle at the Wolf. Good luck. He got a hand on the ball. Kept it in play. That was good stuff. Harvey back in there, hopping out. But there's plenty of Hawks. Tallis brings it out the rim with a beautiful kick. He marks at half-back. Wren quickly up, looking for Chick against Lawrence. Chick put him out of business. Did it beautifully. Nice leverage. Has a bounce. Now he kicks forward, looking for Thompson on the lead and gets him. Good play, Nathan Thompson.
That's the beauty of Daniel Chick playing at half-forward. One out against someone like Stephen Lawrence. Body strength allowed him to win possession, and then he used it so very well. So I think it's his best position, with an occasional run in the middle as a ruck rover midfielder, but
going short to the pocket. Oh, beautiful mark too. Oh, not paid. I thought Crawford had enough of it. Umpire didn't. He counts. Maguire transfers to the outer side. Gehrig up the centre is good play. This is Cripps for his fourth touch. Just in time, a big hoik up forward. The two big men, Hamill and Spider, was lurking with intent. Hamill goes again, grabbed. Umpire says dropping the ball and holding the ball. That is harsh. He was the only bloke really making the play in that occasion. He and Graham are having their personal war down there today. It's going to be a beauty. Keep an eye on that one. I thought the umpire was a little bit hard on Aaron Hamill. The kick out, though, might come back. Xavier Clark has lifted his intensity. He's grabbed by Harford. That was dropping the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Barlow crashes through. Gets it over to Tallis. Just gets his kick under pressure to the forward 50. Out they come. Charge of the Light Brigade. Campbell Brown again. Gets the handball working. This is Stephen Green. Back inside to his skipper Crawford. Looking to lay it off. He does on this occasion. Now the kick goes forward. Wolf will have to take on Chick, who lines him up. Spills to the back and Lawrence for St Kilda.
Oh, this is fantastic, Ed. Noble. I love it. The contest, the willingness of the participants here today is second to none as Harvey drills Rewald on the lead. He's got good hands. Moving the ball quickly from end to end. Cripps had the ball brilliantly smothered by Tallis. Hay fell over. Rewald will find the open Gehrig. He does need clean hands here. Pressure. They corral him. Graham just runs him into the corner. Hamill goes bang! Says get out of the way. And would you believe it? The ball come back to Graham and he got it to Cox.
Up towards the wing position. It's hard football. It may not be pretty, but it's great. Here's Barlow from the half-forward flank, looking for Thompson. Maguire from behind punches away. Chance now for Crawford, crashing through. Over the top of it he goes. Barlow dragged up the ball by Maguire again. Begley puts his head down, but Crawford goes again. Thompson's loose. Inside 50. Here he goes for his second. Thompson lines it up and kicks. A point. He's kicked two. That would have been his third. So 2-1 now for Nathan Thompson.
I'm weary watching. Fraser Gehrig just loses his feet there, but it's just 13 tackles Hawthorn this quarter to St Kilda 3. Both sides, though, are to be commended with their pressure. They're chasing from behind. And really, it's whoever wins that footy in at the contest is always going to get a chance at having a shot at goal. That's why it's so important. It's great to watch.
The intensity of this contest, I reckon, is nearly unparalleled this year. Kick underground was a shocker. Saints got numbers around the ball. They should win it out. Caden Beetham, though, was held, almost pinged for dropping it. Campbell Brown got a high tackle, and he'll win it 60 metres from home.
Find out about the kids in a pretty hot environment like this, don't you? And this fella looks like he's pretty comfortable in it.
Goes wide, Green. He won't kick the journey from there, I wouldn't think. Not his best attribute. He's long kicking, but he stuck it out beautifully in front of Thompson to give him a run at the ball. Kerrick got back to help out Chick. Just the handle off Dixon on his favoured side. Shaved it across the front, just the minor score. So St Kilda 3-4-22. Hawthorn 6-6-42. Swartz back into play. Finds his man there in Baker. Del Santo.
Runs it to half-back. Kicks to half-forward. Hamill and Graham. Here they go again. Graham gets the front spot. Hamill says, good, I'll get a crack at you here, and does. Then to Black, just kept it in. Up towards Spider, comes out, meets the ball well. Wolf's there. Here's a chance for Tallis. Hamill in again, underneath the pack, trying to get it out. He's grabbed by Adrian Cox. Will have a bounce 40 metres out as Harford comes to the bench. And coming on is Sam Mitchell for Hawthorn.
A couple of great efforts from Hamill, a tackle followed up, and just what happens is it wins the footy or keeps the footy in a scoring area.
Thompson on for Begley for the Saints. Inside the forward 50. Saints need to get the next one to keep touch. Two young players there, Hodge and Clark, and the umpire thought he was at the basketball on that occasion because this has been a good game of physical contact. You don't want to give little ones for tugs.
He didn't blow the whistle confidently, Ed, did he?
No, I think he wanted to swallow it in the end. In the meantime, it's Rawlings for Hawthorn, who decided to give Fraser Garrick an early birthday present.
Indeed he did. And then came Cripps on the charge. Delivery forward. Hodge will get there and mark for the Hawks at half-back. Relentless quarter of football has seen Hawthorn kick 3 in this quarter. The Saints 1. This intensity, which side will crack first under it, because both sides are equal in it at the moment. Kick to Hay. He stood and waited. Well, Spider said, I'm going at it. Gave it off to Black. He's waiting for something to present up forward. He goes short to Hamill on the lead. And he stands up to Graham and eyeballs him. Might have been Stone.
Those sides been inside 50 24 times each.
Hamill, 52 metres out. Garrick comes off for a spell as Hamill misses. Let's go down to Michael Roberts, boundary side.
Yes, Brian, I've got to agree with you. The intensity of this contest is sensational. There's people out of their seats. They're yelling, they're screaming. It is magnificent down here.
It is indeed, but the Saints are kicking themselves out of this game at the moment. They have missed set shots from inside 35 on 2 occasions this quarter. And that ain't good football. 42-23, Hawthorn in front of St Kilda. We've played 23.5 minutes. With Hawthorn's defensive 50. Nice little kick around the corner from Johnson to Hodge, the young players. Hodge is up and under the centre wings where they're falling down. Saints need to get the next ball, and they do. Thompson kicks it forward, and fortuitously, that man Hamill got to the front. Fortuitously, because the kick dropped short. Good play, because Hamill always gets to the front. Lays it off to Clark, who needs to redeem himself from 55 metres out directly in front.
Well, Hamill's been busy in the last 5 or 10 minutes. His work rate has been fantastic, and really Xavier Clark was inside 50 on his own for a period of time there. Luke Hodge, not sure where he got to on that occasion, but they had to communicate a bit better than that, Hawthorn. Pretty important kick, this one.
Xavier Clark directly in front. I dare not say anything about the skill of this man. Kick on its way. It's a nice free action. It's a goal. He's first. The Saints finally get some reward, Gary.
Yes, and they deserved it because they're stuck at it and they've missed goals that should have been kicked. And again, well, I can't sing the praises of this fella highly enough, Hamill. He must sleep really well, I reckon, the night after a game of footy, because he throws his body around. Mark Graham hasn't taken a backward step either, so the contest has been great. And it's good to see Xavier Clark finish one off and get a little bit of confidence back in front of goal. He's an important player.
So with 2 minutes to go in this term, Hawthorn 42, St Kilda 29. It was a very important goal for the Saints to Xavier Clark. The clearances this quarter, St Kilda 4, Hawthorn 0. Here's a chance, though, for them as Vandenberg gets the handball out wide. No, it might come off. It bounced right off the snoz there of Thompson. Mitchell for Hawthorn goes to ground. Nick Stone kicks into the forward 50. Good courage there by Lawrence. Out comes Crawford. Great control. Back to Vandenberg. Puts the boot down. The kick was an absolute shocker, though. Del Santo for St Kilda just held the play. Sign of a good player there. Didn't panic. Looked up. No options. Banged it on the left foot. Went to the safety of the boundary line where we find Dr. Peter Larkins.
Ed, we mentioned Fraser Gehrig not having had much game time this season. The intensity of the game wouldn't be the one he'd want to come back for. He's pretty tired when he came off. Also getting some attention on his left groin, which he's been out with, as we know.
13-point advantage to the Hawks with just over a minute remaining in the game. Adrian Cox got a bit of toe. So is this man, Vandenberg. Callahan wrapped him up in the tackle. Goes back to Cox. He has to fend off a couple. They do it all right, the Hawks. Tell us. On the left side, long ball, Dixon, Thompson coming in, Marks.
Great work, Ben Dixon, off the footy. He had a look to see where Nathan Thompson was, realised that he was in a better marking position than himself, so he just kept his opponent out so that Thompson could compete one-on-one. You'll see this just there, just kept Schwarz off the contest and allowed Thompson to jump at it one-on-one. So he still looms as perhaps the most dangerous forward on the ground, Nathan Thompson.
Fourth contested mark for Thompson, has kicked 2 goals. In he comes at the Coventry end. He now has 3 goals.
Yes, Matt Maguire's been competitive and been willing to go with Nathan Thompson on every occasion, but it's a little bit of a height difference between the two players, and Nathan Thompson, who's been out of footy for a little while, looks really fresh. And this is, look, great work from Dixon and a really strong jump from Nathan Thompson. Didn't do much wrong, Maguire. And he'll be okay, but he does loom as perhaps a 6-goal player, and that might be the difference today.
Good to see big bad Mel Brown there and his wife Kay watching their son Campbell going around this afternoon. Bruce Matheson alongside them too. Great contributor to football. Here's Lawrence off the half-back flank. Green, Lawrence, throw in.
It's been such a hard physical game and the hard running. It may very well come down to the side whose preparation has been better, and we know that St Kilda went in with only 24, I think, players to pick from. So it'll be interesting to see if that's a telling factor.
Throw in. Last seconds of the quarter. The Saints do not want to concede one here with inside 10 seconds to go. Cripps takes it to the boundary line. Might have done enough with 4 seconds on the clock as we have a throw in. Unless they give away a free kick here, the Saints should go in and be able to reload, trailing the Hawks by 19 points. And we're in for a cracker of a second half. If it's half as good as this first one, it'll be a beauty. The throw in. Noble gets the tap. There's the siren. And a 19-point lead to Hawthorn, who kicked 4 goals to 2 in that second term to lead 7-6-48 to St Kilda, the home team, 4-5.
Remember 1981?
What a goal! What a great goal!
I think he might have put that through for a point. 1981. Just 1 year in the Fox Footy Archive, playing all summer on Fox Footy Channel.
New Triple X got to be more dangerous. More attitude.
More attitude?
New mission. New wheels. New Triple X.
To deal with these guys, we're going to need some serious gear.
On Foxtel Box Office.
Everybody out!
There's a new man for the job.
If you need anything.
Anything? Ice Cube.
The last Triple X, you do all kinds of cool stunts.
What can you do? Only one way to find out.
Willem Dafoe.
He's one man. What can one man do?
And Samuel L. Jackson.
You sure know how to pick them, sir.
For the first time on Australian television. Get ready for Triple X2, The Next Level. Now showing only on Foxtel Box Office.
This December, the Biography Channel is hotting up.
Journey into the homes, hearts and minds of well-known, much-admired Australians.
A warm welcome as the series premiere of Maggie at Home With continues.
You could entertain a few people around this table.
The hottest band in rock, the story of Queen.
So right. They just got the plot so right.
Spend a sultry night at the Playboy Mansion.
I don't mind being labeled a sex symbol one bit. I used to have boys pour water down my shirt and say, now maybe they'll grow.
Anderson, Electra, Hefner, and Stratton, the hottest foursome in town.
I think that someone has been watching me.
Hollywood's hot property.
Not one who particularly likes this kind of attention.
Gear, Clooney, Pitt, Bon Jovi, and Depp. The top 5 sexiest men.
That feels all right to me.
You know what? We should celebrate.
Yeah.
Right here.
December hots up on the Biography Channel. It's all about people all the time.
An Australian television event.
It's game day, baby.
From HBO, creators of Sex and the City.
They just offered me $4 million.
Yes. And executive producer Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, Turtle, I hooked you up my friend, right? Yeah. Come on, you know I'm good for it.
The hit US show of 2005.
The bigger the head, the bigger the star. You're such an idiot. New York Times says you're the next Johnny Depp.
Cool.
Entourage.
What did you do today?
I shopped and I played golf, but it's not how it sounds.
Picking movies? I can't do that. I'm an actor.
So what do you say? You want me to make your decisions for you?
He's here tonight! Got the #1 movie in the country.
Now's your chance to live the life.
Think I should buy this car?
You're gonna spend $320,000 on a car? Do it, Vince. Do it, baby.
You're really gonna have to work for it.
I got into this business so I don't have to work. Look where we are. Did you ever think we'd have this?
And hug it out.
You wanna hug it out? No, not really. Let's hug it out, bitch.
Entourage starts Sunday, January 1, 7:30, exclusive to Arena.
Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, been assassinated by a single bullet.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
This is very dangerous.
Fox Footy flashbacks, running all summer on Fox Footy Channel.
And that they put the faith in.
Benny Dixon into the middle for the Hawks as well. They lead it by 19 points. Start of the third quarter. Everett, Wren, Everett there. In the path of Thompson. Got on the end of it, Hodge. Banged it inside 50. The tall Noble stretching to mark. Gives to Lawrence.
Lawrence from half-back to Del Santo. Centre wing on the broadcast side of the ground. Inside to Cripps. Thumping kick to the hole there. It's in half forward. Maguire got across. Swimmer's got to push in the back. Play on, says the umpire. Simon Cox at the back for Hawthorn. Looking for Stone. Has a bounce after 2 steps. Vandenberg. Graham, who had a very good first half. Got it out to Dixon. Cox looks forward, looking for Chick. Chick one-handed, couldn't quite hold it. Lawrence, they've had a good battle to Gehrig now. Noble, ordinary handball, and so was that from Lawrence. It's opened the door for Crawford. A lot of mucking around going on here. Thompson kicks, it might bounce through. No, it won't. He'll get across there and take the mark in Voss.
Voss relieving the pressure to Rewalt. On the City side, black handball under pressure. Vandenberg got the handball off. Wolf tries to give his opponent, Barlow, the don't argue, succeeded in kicking the ball to centre wing to no real advantage.
Forward line pressure from Hawthorn is so important. And Eddie, you mentioned Chick going at it one hand. If anyone should be going 2 hands, it's Daniel Chick.
Exactly. Degree of difficulty even more.
Centre wing, Daniel Chick having a little bit of a problem with a finger. In fact, it was removed.
He hasn't got one.
Low. Johnson over the top. Thompson. Cripps. The Saints under pressure on the outer side. Boxed in. Around the boundary line there as Baker finally got a kick away, clearing the congested area. Hawthorn, first to arrive. Doing it nicely across their half-back line at the moment, Hawthorn. Hodge, Dixon. I mentioned had gone to the midfield. There he is. Campbell, Brown, Graham running from the last line of defence. He's got the ball on centre wing. Now he's put Campbell Brown under the pump here. Handball didn't find his target, but he's good enough. A little bit of poise. Just the kick smothered at the last moment. Schwartz from centre wing will find his intended target. Begley.
Begley at half forward can get it on to Voss. Oh, he put it up in the air for a long time. Voss had to sit underneath it and tell us. It's just a step slow.
One of the reasons Hawthorn have had to muck around with the footy is that Noble's just positioned himself loose across half-back and pushes down with the play, so they don't want to bomb away at the moment, and they've been hurt in the rebound. 9th disposal for Voss, looking for Everett. It goes over his head. Lucky bounce, goes into the goal square. Here's a chance for Thompson. Oh, he did everything right, but kicked the goal. And another wasted opportunity for the Saints. They move to 4-6-30. Hawthorn are 7-6-48. 3 goals the difference in favour of the Hawks with 17 minutes left in his third term. And this is a very important game. If St Kilda were to lose, it would mean they'd need to win all 9 games to make the finals. So let's concede they're not going to do so. But Hawthorn would need to win 6 of their 9 on the way home to play finals football. So not be on them if they can get going in this second half. Rawlings has the ball for the Hawks.
No doubt they are a team capable of stringing a good run of wins together, the Hawks. We saw them play at their best early in the year between rounds 5 and 9 when they won 4 on the trot, and they look superb. Vandenberg, centre wing, handball out wide. Dixon on his non-preferred right side. Crawford snuck in for the mark. It wasn't a deliberate kick to Crawford, but it got there. Crawford, check over the top. Got the loop, the set. Didn't have the hands to go with it. Lawrence around the corner, and Wolf with a dangerous kick, searching for the boundary line, got it there. The end result was what he was looking for.
That was a fair jump from Daniel Chick. Just through the fingers.
Didn't quite get the set, did he?
No, he didn't, but he's got some athleticism.
Throw in. Gary Lyon just watching the handwork of Daniel Chick with tremendous scrutiny today. Del Santo on half-back flank. Up towards Hamill. Graham, been a fantastic battle, that one. Harvey did enough just to lay it off for Thompson. It was beautiful football. Now Hamill with his 9th possession. Up to the half-forward flank.
Oh,
look at that. From Harvey to Lowe inside. Baker! Is he the fabulous Baker boy? Yes, he is! It's a goal. They needed that one. And Stephen Baker kicks his 4th goal of the season, and a timely one it was too. St Kilda, 5-6-36. Hawthorn, 7-6-48. We've got a 2-goal ball game on our hands, boys.
Well, look, you talk about the permutations and the ramifications of this game. This is absolutely season on the line stuff for Hawthorn, as far as I'm concerned. This St Kilda side, who have been brave this afternoon, they will not lie down.
back to within 2 goals, the Saints, after the Baker goal. The lightning handball by the superstar Robert Harvey, setting it up. Noble in the ruck. Wren not jumping as high. Black. Here they go, the Saints. Another goal here would bring them within 1 straight kick. Spider's got to do it against 2, and Rawlings is also a very good aerialist, taking the mark. Sends it out wide to Tallis. And they've got Vandenberg on straight down the line. They like to keep it in the corridor, and that's the way Vandenberg heads. He avoids the tackle of Cripps, the kick, the finish not good. Baker marks.
Baker does to Lawrence. And I'll tell you what, just the presence of Garrick down there is helping them at the moment in the defence. Rewald runs it out. Gets the handball working. Here's a chance. As Black is normally good with his kick. Was ordinary on that occasion. Hodge, Stone, and now the final handball came from Vandenberg to Hodge. He's caught. Del Santo wraps him up. We'll have a bounce on centre wing.
You're absolutely right, Eddie, and it's not so much what he's done, Fraser Garrick, from a physical point of view. It's his positioning as a defender. Simply by standing in the most dangerous spot, he's been able to cut Nathan Thompson's run off at the footy, and also every time Hawthorn look up, he's the first bloke they see.
Wren keeps it in. Black to Thompson. Thompson kicks along the line. Hamill's there from behind. Hodge has had a good game. Over the head of Schwartz. He just got a fingertip on it enough to take it to the boundary line. We'll have a throw in.
Their structure at the moment, the Hawks up forward, is out of whack, and they've got to get a presence across half forward, whether it's Barlow, Chick now pushing up to half forward, but they've got to have someone to go to when they run out of defence. At the moment, there's no one.
17 possessions hot so far in the game as Wren works it down. Harvey, the skip out of trouble, the sideway movement like a crab, fair dinkum, and then the presentation to Everett was perfect, but he couldn't hold the mark. They come away with the Hawks again in defence. Little left foot kick around the body by Green. Got it out in front of Tallis on centre wing. He's met by Wolf, and that has been a feature of the game today, the tackling.
Free kick. Great effort. Daniel Wolf took a risk, left his man, charged at Tallis, and was able to hang on in the tackle.
Kick to Harvey.
Sorry, Brian, had he got through, Barlow was on and Hawks were away. It was a great tackle.
18th possession for Harvey. Chad Davis has just snuck on the ground. Found a bit of space. Now, where will he kick? Hamill on the lead. It needed to be a little bit lower because Hamill had his man beaten, but it didn't matter because Hay misjudged it. And Hamill accepted it on the second bite.
It's a great effort. When you have a look at it, there was Hay, and I think Graham was the other player who was in the vicinity. I reckon Hay thought it was going to go over the back, but that's as a forward, a finger onto it to keep it in front is so critical.
This will bring the Saints back within one straight kick.
And that's what Hawthorn have been lacking, Gary. That finger.
The 8th minute mark of the third quarter. Hamill to kick his second goal, his 6th mark. 3 of those contested, and he's pulled it left. Crucial stage in the game, and he's missed. 11 points the difference here at Colonial Stadium in favour of the Hawks.
Robert Harvey, this is where he's at his most dangerous. You look at him, you think he's just about spent as a player, and this is where he just racks up possessions. Tallis has gone to
big play, this one. Smothered from full back by Everett. They need to get the next one, the Saints. Off the ground goes Davis. Didn't quite hit it enough. It's another point. 10 points a difference. Tell you what, the Saints need to get this next goal. Pressing. Watch this one. Spider. Great stuff. Hodges' kick.
Well, they're statistical wizards, but I don't think there'd be too many kicks from fullback smothered.
Yeah. Legitimately smothered. Up the centre they go. This is dangerous. It's a 50-50 ball, and the Saints wanted it more. Wolf was fantastic, but equal to the task was young Johnson. He got it out to Green. Green's kick forward to Thompson, and he did it well. Well, I said it was dangerous because it quite easily could have come back in, but they rolled the dice, the Hawks, and now they'll have a shot at goal. And this is the difference between kicking goals from the opportunities that are presented. Because if Thompson does this, they'll skip away again to, well, close enough to a 3-goal lead, whereas the Saints have had a chance to really close it down to a 1-kick difference. 5th contested mark for this man, Thompson. He is the heart and soul of this club. I tell you what, he is one of the most significant players in the team. Probability is 63%, so you're backing from here. He kicks, and he does it very well. That's his 4th goal. Well done, Nathan Thompson.
You can also hand out a portrait to Brett Johnson, a young player who's been around on Hawthorn's list for a couple of years now, always spoken of with potential, but I reckon his work today through the midfield has been first rate. He's been creative and set up plenty of play. He's had 16 touches for the day, and I reckon that's a pretty good reward to the Hawthorn match committee, who put him in the centre square and said, good luck, son, have a fair crack at it.
Thompson gets his 4th, 11 minutes in the second quarter, and the Hawks haven't had, in fact, the Saints have had more of the ball in this quarter, just have not capitalised into goalmouth. Tallis out of the middle, looking for Adrian Cox. Closing was Reese. Did well, controlled the ball, fed the ball out to Green. He's got the full field of view in front. Kicks looking for Thompson. 1-1. The strength of Thompson, we mentioned it at half-time. The contested marks, it's number 6 for Thompson.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, when you've got a player who's in form and confident, I say kick the footy into the air. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be lace out, kick it into his general area, because so often we see players kick 2 and 3 goals quickly in succession, and too often sides ignore that and start looking for the perfect play. Get it in the vicinity.
Thompson searching for number 5, would be 2 in a row. Make it hard for the Saints if he nailed this. Very straight. He's got 5, the big fella.
Well, Gary, for about 3 minutes there, Hawthorn's season was slipping completely down the toilet.
Yeah, absolutely, Eddie. And, well, through probably the efforts of one player, really. I mean, he's been able to take contested marks, which are as valuable, don't worry about marks in general, because the way the game's played these days, players can whip out to the side and take uncontested marks till the cows come home. Rewalt's gone to Thompson now. I think that's a good move.
So the change has been made. Garrick off Thompson after 2 consecutive goals, and suddenly the Hawks are in control again by 22 points. Saints need the next one. Hay there against Maguire. It comes out the back to Hodge, who's been very good. Number 18th possession for the #1 draft pick. Spider Everett with courage running into the pack, but it was Wren who stood tall and took the mark. 6th possession for Sean Wren. He thumps it long. Thompson versus Rewald. Thompson holds his ground off the hands of the Packers. Voss kicks a torpedo out towards the wing position. Out comes Davis. Needs clean hands. Had him. No one to give it off to. Now he gets it to Thompson. Oh, throw. Harsh umpire.
Gee, I don't know about that.
That was tough. Oh, gee, I tell you what. Sometimes the umpires get a run on with the play. Freeze 8 to Hawthorn, 3 to St Kilda. Cox kicks forward. Out comes Thompson again. Rewald takes the mark.
Oh, he's a beauty, this kid. He's a beauty. He still goes after the footy, which is what you want to see.
Yeah, didn't panic. A young player might have punched in that occasion, Gary, but he kept his head. Out to Lawrence. He's nearly lost his head. Where was the umpire that time? No free kicks. St Kilda fans rightly can scream. They've been done over in the last minute and a half as the ball goes to the boundary line for a throw-in. That's tough.
It is. Man, I'm just watching Fraser Garrick there. He needs to come off.
He's tired.
He just is struggling, and that is around the neck. That is a free kick to Stevie Lawrence twice, probably.
Yeah, 2, 3 times in the end.
Fraser Garrick out of steam, you're right. See him at the back of picture there. Hands on hips. Everett. Wolf. Hawks. Johnson. Goes backwards.
Garrick's up and down the one
Kick
spot.
around the body. Adrian Cox. Except the mark. Runs to goal. Hawks have got 3 in a row, and he's got his second.
And look, I wouldn't be surprised if Adrian Cox was Fraser Garrick's opponent. Garrick's gone to a half-back flank, and really, this is a situation in modern-day football where Garrick is experienced enough to put his hand up. There's no disgrace in saying, get me off the ground, I'm struggling. And, well, Garrick's now gone to Simon Cox, but Cox needs to identify that fact and run hard and take advantage of it.
St Kilda 5-8-38. Hawthorn now out to a 28-point lead, 10-6-66. That's all happened in 4 minutes of football. 3 goals to the Hawks. And 30 seconds before that, it looked like their season was about to disappear on them. As St Kilda blazed away at the goals, they got within 10 points. But suddenly 3 quick goals becomes 28 points. Doc Larkin's boundary side.
We have a term, Ed, that says you got the bear on your back when you look like Fraser. He looks like he's got the bear and the rest of the family because he's got the heavy legs and he really needs a breather.
You can say that again. Needs an oxygen tent out there. Vandenberg from centre-half back into the centre of the ground. Dixon tries to fend away. That's dropping the ball. No, play on. Schwarz. Baker flicks it out. Crawford says, I want the ball more than any of you, and gets it out beautifully. Sweeping handball from Green was good. It came out to Johnson to the forward line. Thompson again. Rewald from behind. Gets the fist on the ball. Here's Lawrence with a sweeping handball out to Begley. Begley's got his skipper on centre wing if he can hit him. He does. It's a beautiful kick to Harvey. Harvey looks up. Has only got Fraser Garrick. Fraser puts the boot down. Got there. Didn't have enough to put the hands up. Hodge again for Hawthorn.
He's been impressive, Luke Hodge.
Crawford. Saw him win the hard ball a moment ago. Here he is now at half-back. One of the prolific runners in the competition. Simon Cox. Uncertain. Got it out wide. Campbell Brown. You like what he gives you when he comes on the ground. Thompson. Half at Voss. Won it at ground level. Del Santo. Corralled onto the boundary line. Handball over the top will put Wolf under the pressure. 3 players converge from the opposing side. And he's won himself a soft free kick. That umpire has made a couple of mistakes today.
Derek Humphrey-Smith.
Yes, Derek
He's a funny old fellow.
Is Humphrey.
Smith.
Wolf. Hamill on the lead. Good mark. Contested. Centre wing against Rawlings. Well, if they are to be competitive in the last quarter, we've got about 10 minutes left in this quarter. They must act now, the Saints. They've had 3 consecutive goals kicked on them by the Hawks. Spider on the lead. 50 metres out. Not beyond him this. He's looking to set it up, and he did it beautifully. He talked the player there in Maguire to almost come at him.
Yeah, absolutely. Great call, Brian. He made Maguire lead back towards the middle of the ground by where he ran to. And here's Fraser Gehrig coming off. He might just doze off because he is absolutely spent, Fraser. I've watched him for 5 minutes, but that's a great kick. They need the goal. It's an understatement. They need some presence and strength up there on the forward line. Lowe has been off the ground for a while. Rewalt now gone back.
Maguire, for his first goal in league football, comes in. He looks poised, confident, double fist, goal.
Congratulations to young Matt Maguire. Had a pretty hectic afternoon with Nathan Thompson early in the piece. And look, Gehrig started, I just want to talk about Thompson and Rewalt. Take nothing away from this man Maguire, but Gehrig started on Thompson and didn't get involved in a contest because Hawthorn couldn't get it through half forward. The minute they did, he battled. In the last 3 contests, Nick Rewalt's marked 1 and cleared 2. So to be able to do that is a fair effort.
So Fraser Gehrig with 11 possessions, 6 marks and 2 rebounds from the 50. Has a spot on the pine for a while and tries to find some breath. Everett tries to slap it out at vital centre break. Baker has been strong all day. He kicks it forward. But no one home there for the Saints. Hay at half back, all on his own. Kicks it out wide to Adrian Cox. They've got runners everywhere. He flicks it on to Simon Cox. Crawford wants it, gets it, hands it back to Cox, who now runs to the 50. Left foot kick is a beauty to the square. It's going to be a goal. What about that one from the boundary line? Outstanding from Simon Cox.
What about that? And I give some credit here to Shane Crawford. I might be giving him too much credit. He calls for the handball here.
Set it up.
Then I reckon he said, right, left footer, I'll buy you a bit of time, give it back to you and see what you can do. And that is just a fantastic finish from Simon Cox. So the Hawks again, a bit of breathing space.
Simon Cox, absolutely brilliant. After St Kilda scored through Maguire, Cox has silenced the St Kilda support. Everett, Vandenberg, Adrian Cox. Vandenberg knocks up again. He's been good. On the left, he's found a loose Hay. Well, a moment ago in the back line across half-back, he was loose. He thought, well, I've got no one on me, Gary. I might as well go forward.
Yeah, Daniel Wolf needs a bit of a wrap over the knuckles. He was the player who, he looked at Jonathan Hay, the ball was bounced and then totally disregarded him and went off to do his own thing.
You'd keep an eye on All-Australian player, wouldn't you?
Well, you reckon you would.
This won't be beyond Hay. Half helicopter about that. Minor score, so a bit of relief there for the Saints. 6:8:44 to Hawthorn, 11:7:73. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the quarter. St Kilda need a couple.
So 29 points. Biggest lead in the match for the Hawks. Schwartz. Well, he just got it there. Lawrence had to arch his back, plant his feet, did it all. Then hands it straight over to Vandenberg.
He's good. He's much improved. Yeah, talk about Danny Jacobs for Essendon being the most improved player in the competition. This bloke would give him a fair run for his money.
Mind you, he only put his hands up.
No, but he's been good.
He has. He's kicked 13 goals for the season, Richie Vandenberg. Very good on the run. He's found about an extra 5 metres in his kicks on the run. That was a set shot, though, and he didn't have it. And Rewalt, just beautiful timing across the front of the pack, took the mark.
Rewalt.
Ugh.
An ordinary kick as he dragged it. He was looking for Chad Davis. The ball didn't have the journey. The boundary throw in.
He'll say he was looking for touch.
Yes. Inside 50s per goal there. Let's see Hawthorn very economical. Brian Waldron, Rod Butters sitting there and wondering what The next quarter and a bit will present them and whether they're capable of getting back into the side, into this game. Vandenberg up, Callaghan knocked off the ball, working hard. Thompson, very heavy traffic, gave it to Voss, got a free kick out of it. Voss high, he was also, he got a piece of acting, I thought.
He got 2 free kicks from both umpires.
So he gives it off, and they're away, the Saints here. Out wide the Swartz. Swartz at half back, looks downfield. He sees the presenting Maguire, drop the chest mark, was difficult perhaps. Hodge with the one-handed skills, a la Black of Brisbane. Kick, turnover Rawlings, has been marked by Maguire. 60 metres out, he wants to play it on the left side. Hamill was going towards the corridor. Graham sat back and marked.
Yeah, he just got pushed out of it there, Hamill. Kick wasn't flash. Mark taken now from Mitchell. Kicks out to Hay now at half forward. Here's Voss for St Kilda. Gets the handball working to Wolf. Ooh, gee, made it hard for his skipper. Didn't go the 15 play on, says the umpire anyway. As Harford with a sweeping handball over the top to Adrian Cox. To Vandenberg, who kicks it to the front of the square. Rewalt's there. Hay as well. Wren was there as well for Hawthorn. Chick in the back, was it? Yes, it was, says the umpire. And the free kick will go the way of Voss. We've played 23 and a half in the third term. The Saints need to get one to have any chance in the last quarter of an upset win. They bring the ball out to Everett, who stretches high. Got enough of it. Has made earn it, though. His 8th mark. As Thompson really made him feel it. Spider's spearing kick. It came off to Del Santo.
Centre wing Del Santo. Got Begley on in the mid. Should just kick it long. Hamill crashes the pack. His only intent was to demolish the pack. He succeeded in doing so, but it's cost him a free kick.
A bit frustrated, Aaron Hamill. Thought he had a free kick earlier in the piece. Cleaned up his own teammate on that occasion.
Rawlings, cross half back. Looking to work it better in the corridor. Graham. Been good. Left foot centering ball, half it under it. Voss over the top. Neither could mark.
Daniel Harford looks like he may be, or he looks bigger to me. Don't know whether it's the white shorts. There's the Hamill hit. Matt Maguire still shaking himself.
What, bigger in the backside, Gary?
I reckon he does. Yeah, I just had the binoculars on him. It may be they haven't seen him for a while, but
the white shorts certainly don't do anything for you.
Don't.
Get Doc Larkson to get him on the scales at the end of today's game. Sure, he'd be happy about that. Rawlings over the top. Thompson off the ground. Harvey now. Clean hands. Look at that. From 45 metres, the finish. No. 6-9, 45. Hawthorn 11-7, 73.
That's Robert Harvey. You wonder, you sit back and you see him flash onto your television screen and you think, how does he do that? Well, I'll tell you how he does it. He runs harder than anyone else, although Shane Crawford would be a fair match. Probably the only one in the comp.
Unfortunately, couldn't finish it, but they need one. Black is a finisher from 50. Long left foot kick is just offline and through for a point. So they're peppering the goals against St Kilda. They probably had 5 opportunities this quarter to kick goals where they've kicked behinds. And they're 6-10-46 to Hawthorn 11-7-73 with 1:25 on the clock.
Mitchell goes wide. Adrian Cox, the man he's looking for. Just over a minute remaining in the quarter. Cox, just keep it tidy from here. No risk need to be taken from Hawthorn's point of view. Graham, ball out wide. Paccioni got it on there to Vandenberg. 25 disposals. That was number 26. Chick. Voss. Fight for it. Could be penalised, Voss, here if he's not careful. Daniel Chick. Ball up. 50 seconds in the quarter remaining. A great opportunity for Hawthorn in the closing stages of this third quarter. They led it by 19 points at half-time, the Hawks. They've increased that, and they led it 73-46. Nearing the completion of the third quarter, Lawrence with a clearing kick. It's a high ball. No winner in the air, Adrian Cox. Missed Stone with a handball, went back and got it. Beautiful knock-on, clever Paccioni. Mitchell, Simon Cox must pump it forward and get a mark. Simon Cox is the man to do it. Hay marks.
Holding, it's going to be taken off him.
So it'll go against Hay.
Sure hurt. It wasn't against Johnny Hay. It must have been against Harford, I would think.
Yeah, it was. So there you go, and that epitomises the third quarter for St Kilda. Plenty of effort there by Thompson, and ultimately...
Whitfield bounce into the pocket, goes into the square. Lovely kick by Mitch.
Let the debate begin from the Fox Footy Vault all summer on Fox Footy Channel.
The battle is coming. The argument will be settled.
I don't feel any super middleweight in the world can match my speed, can match my skill.
Anthony Mundine and Danny Green will face each other in 2006, but on December 11, you be the judge on who has the edge as they make their last stand apart.
Oh, big right hand from Danny Green.
The penultimate meeting before the biggest fight in Australian boxing history. The Man and the Machine on the same card. Live this Sunday, 7 p.m. on Main Event.
Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that the planet is being invaded. As I speak, these monsters are taking over our city. So run, I implore you, run for your lives, or whatever hope that is left.
When the world is plunged into darkness, mankind will look to the sky for our last hope.
Calling Sky Captain. Sky Captain, do you read?
I'm on my way. Foxtel Box Office presents Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Angelina Jolie.
What have you got me into this time?
Nothing you can't handle, Frankie.
How do we get past those machines? Leave that to me.
The battle for tomorrow is about to begin.
5, 4. Joe! I see it! 3, 2.
Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow starts Thursday, December 15, only on Foxtel Box Office.
This Christmas is going to be big. Bigger than anything you've ever seen. The Comedy Channel's Christmas Family Guy-a-thon.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
The biggest Family Guy marathon Australia has ever seen.
The devil are you talking about?
3 days of Family Guy episodes back to back.
Hey, maybe we should set him up with another lemon snow cone, huh?
Oh, thanks. The last one you gave me didn't taste like lemon at all. It tasted like... Oh, you guys are asses.
It's bigger than the queue for stuffing at the Christmas table. The Comedy Channel's Christmas Family Guy-a-thon.
Pete, why don't you take Stewie to see Santa?
Change me. I've leaked through my ski pants and I won't face him wet.
Switch on to the Comedy Channel, hide the sherry and the remote from Nana, and tune in for a Family Guy marathon. Get your family to spend some time with our family. The Christmas Family Guy-a-thon starts Christmas Eve from 12 on the Comedy Channel.
Show on television is back for round 2. 13 all-new girls, all competing for their chance to become Australia's next top model. Game on.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Don't you?
Back for an all-new series. Australia's Next Top Model, Round 2. Coming soon to January. Exclusive to the home of Top Model, Fox 8.
Bobby, what's so special about the summer series of grumpy old men?
Every one of the guests is a champion.
He used to drive me nuts.
Robin Dipper-Donkey.
And what about the host, Bobby?
There's no doubt that they're betting him unbelievable.
That's right, look, Ruse and Hall after the Myers of Eid and Lockett. There you go.
Sydney lose 7 in a row and then win one. Under the new coach Ruse, Vandenberg Out of the middle, Dixon. First goal will be critical. Crawford, Thompson, here it is, the one-on-one duel. Rewatch done well. The contested marks today, 7 for Thompson.
Worth their weight in gold, particularly inside 50. And right from the very first moments of this game, we said that Nathan Thompson loomed as a difficult proposition for St Kilda. He's worked his way through 3 opponents. He's in really good form.
Thought Maguire did well on him. Thompson looking for goal number 6. Cheer squad like it. He likes it. Goal. 6 goals won today for Thompson.
Look, I tend to agree with you, Brian. It's an interesting comment that you make that Maguire had performed pretty well against him. Body to body, was able to get the footy to ground on occasions, and I think Nick Riewoldt is also going to be a great matchup, but maybe for the Saints, if they're going to have a chance, Riewoldt to stay up forward, perhaps Maguire another chance. But anyway, 7 marks inside 50, contested marks for Hawthorn, St Kilda 3.
Hawks have kicked 5 of the last 6 goals of the game to lead now by 33 points. Thompson out of the centre. A big torpedo for St Kilda. Might bounce through this one. Might bounce through. It does bounce through. Well done to Thompson, his first of the game.
Well, that's the sort of reply you want. That just gives them a sniff and keeps them in the contest. Back to 27 points. And whilst Hawthorn have enjoyed periods of dominance, I don't think they've put this side away yet. That is a left foot torpedo off balance out of the middle of the square. Do that again, Andrew Thompson. But a little bit of luck is what they need, the Saints, and they are still a sniff. I don't think the Hawks have smashed them away yet, and another goal or 2 bring this back alive.
Back to 27 points, the margin.
Thompsons are running wild.
They are indeed. Kicked the last 2 goals of Thompson from each side. Andrew in the middle. Wren, Harvey, Mitchell. Got a little left footer on it. Out in front of Hay, who found a bit of speed. Simon Cox kicked that wonderful goal in the 3rd quarter. Was nailed in the tackle here. We'll have a ball up. Stewie Lowe sitting on the bench. Started up forward. They started with a powerful forward line today, St Kilda, Gary.
He has had no influence on the game, Stewie Lowe, though. Just 3 handballs.
Daniel Harford sitting on the sidelines there. Could be the thumbs down for him. Maybe. We'll get a comment from Gary in a moment. Put you under the pump, Gary. Barlow, see if you can finish off another career. As Chick tries to run away with the ball.
Well, in today's form, his offerings, he's got a fair way to go, Daniel Harford. I think he's got to get fit. That is my humble observation from today.
He's had his injury worries.
Yep.
No doubt about that. Barlow out the back. Mitchell tries to squeeze it through. It's a vital contest. Cripps over the top. Mike Hatchett, who had just got it out. Lucky. Chad Davis thrown into the ground by Adrian Cox. Will have a bounce. 25 metres out directly in front of the Hawthorn goal. 52-79. It's the Hawks by 27 points. Nick Holland in the crowd. Spider gets the tap. Crawford tapped it beautifully to Hay. Mitchell from a standing start around the body with the left foot kick to the square. Riewoldt punches away from Thompson. Opens it up though. Chance for Barlow. Flicks it back. Cox. Left foot kick. He kicked one from the boundary line. This one won't get there. Thompson flies and takes another contested mark. That is number 8 contested marks. He's kicked 6 goals, 1. And this one, to ice the game, you think, at the 4-minute mark of the last quarter.
Simon Cox glances up towards the Colonial Stadium roof. I think he thought that was a chance of hitting one of the beams, and it was a difficult mark. Kept his eyes on the footy every step of the way.
Bang! Goal! Hawks are back.
And a very, very impressive display from Nathan Thompson. You can get goals, you can get them the easy way occasionally, you can get them lace out. 1 or 2 get handballed over the top, in the square. Have a look at that kick. That has gone very close to the roof there. But Thompson's done it the hard way. He's gone out and contested for his marks and converted very, very well. Very important player.
Nathan Thompson, on his return, has been on fire today. 7 goals, 1. Giving the Hawks a 33-point lead at the 5.5-minute mark of the final quarter. Hamill bowls over Mitchell. Begley went digging for that ball. We'll have a ball up.
They have struggled in last quarters in recent times, St Kilda. That is the total score, not just for a game. The total score in the last 3 rounds in the last quarter for the Saints. So it hasn't been a strong point, and I think that's condition. I really put that down to condition and options and availability of players.
Ball up nearing the middle. Chick and Wren fight with Everett. Congested play. Ball came out. Found some loose ground. Adrian Cox. Hamill. Nice tap down. Beethan. Worked it out to Lawrence. Got time to use the ball by foot. Put out in front of Davis. Campbell Brown there.
7 goals, all single goal kickers. They are really missing Stephen Milne, who's had a terrific year up in front of goals, but they've got Maguire at full forward, who's not a noted goal kicker. They've got Fraser Gehrig at centre-half forward, who is underdone and out of puff. So they're a victim of circumstances to a degree.
Nathan Burke, you saw him shot there on the Sunday footy show today, and it was also mentioned in the paper during the week that from his teammate Stuart Lowe that perhaps he should think about retirement.
He didn't take that well, Berkey.
He didn't like that when we pointed that out in the paper today. So it'll be interesting to see how him and Stewie get on for the week.
Well, it's a slight difference, subtle difference between deciding to retire and being told to.
Kick from half-back. The Hawks are away. Tallis has got space to work in. Barlow screams up the middle looking for the ball. Tallis says, no, I want to go one longer. Chick. Punch. Thompson. Rewalt has to do it at ground level. He's pressured by Thompson. He'll take the ball to the boundary line. Well done under enormous pressure.
They had, on the fast break there, they had Thompson, Chick and Hay all lead for the 1-footy as forwards. Now that's just communication, and someone need to stay at home for a long option on that occasion.
Throw in. Rewalt across the front. Great play. Took it, kicked it away. It was touched off the boot. Mitchell was grabbed. Not high enough, said the umpire. There's a chance for Crawford. He's done everything but kick the goals today. Piccioni dispossessed. Harvey, Del Santo. Nice little blind turn. Kick was ordinary though. Beethan. Adrian Cox over the top of it. Spills out the back to Cripps. Now the Saints can go because Harvey positioned himself on centre wing. Beautiful feint, beautiful kick. Maguire on the chest, drops a second chest mark. Xavier Clark under pressure, nice hands to Rewalt, who kept going. He'll have to kick the goal from 50. Now he goes inside. Here's a chance for Rewalt. Now he's within range. Now he kicks the goal. Great play by the young Saints. His first.
That's the quality that you just love about that kid right there. He started the game well. He had to go to fullback to play on the rampaging Thompson and had his colours lowered, but he doesn't hang his head. He keeps coming and knows that he can have an influence, and that's what you love to see in players. Okay, it may not be my day, may not have been my quarter, but I will keep presenting and I will keep having a crack at it, and that's what I love most about that bloke there, Nick Rewalt. He has got terrific leadership qualities.
Rewalt getting his first goal of the match early in this final quarter. Vandenberg has been the leading possession getter on the ground with 27 for the Hawks. Crawford had a good day as well. Dishes off to Tallis on centre wing. Looking further afield, Barlow couldn't mark the ball, brought it to ground. In he goes again, Vandenberg. Gary Lyons said one of the most improved players on the lead. Hay.
Well, Grant Thomas has said he's relieved Rewalt. He's gone to full forward now. Fraser Gehrig's gone back on to Thompson, and good coaching from Peter Schwab, because there's no great matchup for Jonathan Hay in St Kilda's forward line. So he said, well, let's try and stretch them down the other end by putting him into a dangerous marking position. Not sure about the boots, the blue numbers that he's got on.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fashion trend at the moment. They're all wearing blue boots.
Yeah, well, nothing like the good old black ones in our day, Barge.
Brown and gold and blue.
I used to wear yellow. Hay
you. That would be right.
At one stage.
Doesn't surprise me.
Early in the Tiger.
Looked like Bozo the Clown when he did.
I did. Quickly discarded them when I saw myself on the tee. 58 plays 86 in favour of the Hawks.
Oh, yeah, the 70s. Some of the get-ups. These red shorts at some clubs. Yellow at Hawthorn. Fantastic. Here's a chance now for the Saints to turn it over. Crawford could punish here. Good play by Baker over the ball. Mitchell will give Crawford another chance. Maybe he should have had a go that time, Crawford. Beckley. And Wolf takes the mark. Handballs over the top to Beetham. That wide to Gehrig. Rubber guts, but he took it. Laconic kick to Begley in the centre of the ground. Rewalt leads. He'll have a go in a moment. The kick comes out and Thompson marks 55 out. He should have an off-balance left foot torpedo shot. He'll get it. Squares it up to the skipper. Harvey, nice kick. Just a little well-weighted chip over the top there. And Spider Everett's normally a pretty good kick. Now, we've played 11.5 minutes in this game. And if the Spide can do the right thing here, the margin will be back to... Where are we? Trying to add it up here.
Well, let Spider have a shot. Get back to us, Ed.
It'll be back to 20 points if he can kick this goal. 22, he does. 22 points the difference. I get nervous here at Colonial. Yes. Because the scoreboard is always wrong.
Well,
22 points the difference all of a sudden. And if they can get the next one out of the centre, the Saints could just grow the leg required to win this game.
Well, Eddie, there's history. That's the thing that Grant Thomas and his coaching staff would be aware of. There's history from a Hawthorn point of view of last quarters and the correlation between winning last quarters and losing them and the result in the game. So that's the thing that they'd hang their hat on. 22 points the margin. This game's still very much alive. Harvey the danger man.
So after 30 seconds on the abacus, the margin is 22 points. Hawthorn leading St Kilda.
The Hawks looking for their first win in 5 weeks. Crawford, volleyball style. Can they get up the Saints? They trail by 22 at the 12-minute mark of the last.
Well, let's just work this out. 27 points they were in front at three-quarter time, Hawthorn. Now, when they lose the last quarter, they have lost 7 times. So if the Saints can actually get up and win this last quarter, there'd be some sort of chance of winning the game.
Everett. Johnson, hands rolling, almost a throw. Graham. Out wide with the kick, Begley. Forced it forward, here he goes, Vandenberg. Possession 30. Over the top, making Campbell Brown come back into the ball. Here comes Lawrence. Sidestep was good by Vandenberg and he found a loose chick. And they're hard to find these days. Short ball. Cox in the pocket. Just hooked it back a little too much. Minor score.
A little bit lazy from Simon Cox. Just a little bit laconic and lackadaisical. And I hope St Kilda, if the St Kilda players realise the state of this game and that there's still a chance, they run hard.
Schwartz has fallen over. He was trying to kick it 55 metres to Maguire, who was well set up in the centre square. But it went between the devil and the deep blue sea on that occasion because Black was at the front, Maguire at the back, and unfortunately, Hay was in the middle.
Jonathan Hay, a fullback. I'm not sure.
He's kicked 2 behinds this game, Gary. And that's why he's gone out here.
They kicked it into the grandstand.
So Mark Graham, who hasn't troubled the scorer, just chipping it around now. Rawlings. Now, Rawlings should run on here. There's no one on the mark. He'll get within the distance. He does, finally. Gets to 50. High up and under. Dixon almost held the mark. Here's a chance now for Chick. Tight in on the boundary line. Wants to kick the banana. He gets it. But he kicked it too hard across the face of goals. And Garrick can reload for the Saints in the back pocket. Lawrence has hurt himself. He's had a good go at it today. So Garrick finally gets the kick going. Clears the defensive 50. Hamill was up high. Adrian Cox for Hawthorn. Johnson. Might have been grabbed high. Umpire said, I'll bounce. Hayden Kennedy. 55 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. We've played 15 minutes in the last quarter. with just over 9.5 to go in the game, and Hawthorn 87 lead by 23 points. St Kilda 64.
One more goal, you think, would give Hawthorn a real wake-up and at the same time give St Kilda some hope. Lowe comes onto the ground. That could be a good move at this stage. Fresh legs up forward. Hamill went without it. Johnson working hard for the Hawks, in and under. Begley got him in a headlock. And we'll have a ball up. So Hawthorn, in fact, St Kilda need to keep the ball moving. And the hard ball gets so far in this game. Hawthorn 42 to St Kilda's 28. They've won plenty of that hard ball. Half forward for the Hawks, Graham. Saints need to clear it. Ball goes inside the attacking 50 for the Hawks. Swartz trapped it wonderfully well. His handball, Australian heavy traffic. Picked up by Wolf, kicked the first goal of the game. He's got that out to the safety of centre wing.
They've got pretty much a full-on, almost a full-on flood going at the moment, St Kilda, but the game's in the balance at the moment. They've got to try and get some footy into space, get their runners, Harvey, Baker, these sorts of blokes to run onto the footy and give Rewalt and Xavier Clark a chance.
Everett gets the tap, but it's Tallis. Good play by Wolf. Vandenberg. They're all trying to hit the roof now. Vandenberg's kick up and down, and a beautiful mark taken there by Black. Held his ground. Good stuff. Thompson from defensive 50 brings it out wide to Lawrence. Now they're starting to run. Kick up the middle of the ground to Lowe. Presents himself. Gets it on to Hamill. Here's Rewalt on the lead. It's out in front of him, and a beautiful mark. Nick Rewalt kicks this, boys. We have got a game.
That's just exactly what they needed. They needed to get it into some space, get it to Harvey and the like, and it was nice pinpoint precision passing along the way. And Hay, you see, has now had to go back on the Rewalt. That is good coaching from Grant Thomas, putting his team back into a dangerous winning position.
Rewalt has kicked one. 8th mark for the day. He is number 3 in the league for marks. A fantastic effort in his second year of football. Oh, there you go.
A little bit lazy on it, Ed.
Well, you watched, didn't you, Brian? He just sat right back. He leaned right back and...
1-2. Needed to get his head right over the ball, Gary.
Oh, it's a critical kick too, and it's one of the few mistakes he's made for the day.
Short ball.
One of 2 mistakes, and both of them were points.
Rawlings in the back pocket. Oh boy, what could have been? A crowd of 28,928 here today. Rawlings deep in the back line for the Hawks. They need to keep it alive, the Saints. Can't afford to get the game bogged down. Hamill, pump it in. Clark's there. Watch out for Rewalt, the flyer from behind. Almost got it. Lowe could sneak it out to Del Santo. Tried to do it himself. He's got another opportunity. In the back. Oh. No. Clearance, Vandenberg. Everett, can he keep it in? Yes, no. It was away. It was a great effort in the end by Vandenberg, who's done it all today.
Oh, has he ever? He has played a huge game. 33 possessions. Here's the...
Now that's in the back.
That is a free kick.
That is absolutely in the back.
Richie Vandenberg has had a massive game.
Couldn't be any more in the back. Anyway, here we go. Cox at the back. Ball it up. You like to get those ones 15 metres out directly in front. But the game's still in the balance. Wren looks for the boundary line. Finds it. Throw in. Hawthorn 13-9-87, lead by 22 points. St Kilda 9-11-65. Still time in this game for the Saints, but they need to get the next goal, and they need to get it nearly out of this foray forward if they can get possession. Everett and Wren lock arms at the back. Hamill gave it the 3rd man up. Another ball up.
Again, Ed, in this situation, they've almost got to gamble a goal away. They need to say, OK, we'll run the risk of Hawthorn scoring if it gives us a chance. And that, just clear everyone out and take a big risk.
Lowe gives it a thump. It comes to Hamill. Here we go. Harvey. The big names all had a go at it. Rewalt it. Centre half forward. Flies. Needs to mark it. Gets it on the ground. Handball's inside. Free kick to Rewalt.
And that was a bit of a gamble to come back into the middle of the ground, because had it been turned over, Hawthorn were away, but it's at risk and return at this time of a game.
Short to Baker.
He's now had a pretty good afternoon on Shane Crawford. Crawford's had 19 possessions, Baker's had 12. I think they would have taken that, the Saints. Huge kick.
Kicked the first goal of the third quarter, did Baker. Got very close to the man on the mark. An uncomplicated start. He's got it! Here come the Saints!
Two worrying times for Peter Schwab. It just felt at three-quarter time, whilst it was 27 points of difference, that they hadn't iced the game, hadn't put it beyond the reach of St Kilda. And young Rewalt gone forward, provided a target, should have kicked one, sets one up, and we've got a game on our hands. 16 points of difference, plenty of time.
Baker's goal means it's a 16-point ball game. Saints have kicked the last 3 goals of the game. Wren gets the tap. Centre break is all important. They lock it up and have another go. Dropping the ball! Free kick. Everett will get it. Rewalt leads out. Rewalt gets to the front. Rewalt! 5 minutes left, as you can see. And Nick Rewalt has kicked 1 goal, 2 for the game. That was his 9th mark. Vandenberg gets up holding his head.
Now, he just can't afford to get too comfortable over this ball, Ed. He needs to make sure that he hits it with some ferocity.
1 goal, 2 for Nick Rewalt. This to make it 10 points. Reverse angle. You be the goal umpire. From 45 metres out, he starts at left and it stays left. 1 goal, 3. 15 points of difference.
Oh, it's a disappointing miss for the youngster. He could have really put this back on the line for the Saints, but he will keep presenting, nothing sure.
Simon Cox plays on from full-back. The Saints setting a nice tight zone, forcing the Hawks to the boundary line. Johnson, Rewalt will keep it alive. Spare to the pack. Well done, the youngster. Black will mark. No. Graham got a hand there. Beckley. Mark Graham working hard. Davis. Simon Cox. They're desperate. This is the way we started the game.
Oh, free kick. No. I thought it was a high one. This is good stuff.
It is. You're right, Brian. It started like this. It's been frenetic all day. And now it's down to the crunch time. Just over 4 minutes. There's time.
Hawthorn coaching staff there. Not quite sure which way to go. There's arms and directions and phones and computers going everywhere. They'll be thrown out of the box if they lose this. The Hawks. Crawford under enormous pressure. Simon Cox.
Herb Crawford.
Johnson. Crawford's in trouble behind the play. Here goes Tallis a bounce. Listen to the crowd here at Colonial. Only 28,000 of them. They're making a lot of noise. Handball on. Rees to set out for Dixon. Look at that tackle by Noble. Foss. Here go the Saints. They've got it in the middle corridor. Kick to Rewalt.
Everett on his own.
Too far out to score, maybe. Spider's there. He goes short. Wrong option. Hamill. Harvey. Tallis will be happy to see it over the line.
Should have gone to the square. Big Spider had the advantage.
Confidence lacking a bit in Rewalt's kicking, but gee, before that kid's career is out, he will have made a mark on this game of ours. I'm nothing sure.
Well, Crawford coming to the bench, so too Adrian Cox, Harford and Mitchell coming on. Throw in. Spider goes up, tries to take it out of the ruck. Here's a chance for Hamill. Back to the skipper, Harvey. He balked the shadow, then went another time. A very good smother, though. The Hawks have been resolute under enormous pressure, and there's the skipper off.
Looks like ribs to me or something.
He was crunched. We'll show it a little bit later on. It was in the forward pocket in the last passage of play.
Stevie Lawrence it was, and it was a massive hit.
And he does hit you, Stevie Lawrence. Free kick St Kilda. Everett will line up from 15 metres out.
Well,
golly!
No two ways about it.
As Lou would say, what a ring-a-ding-ding game we've got on our hands here. And the Saints, look at this, the Hawthorn box have resigned themselves that there's not much they can do.
He's going to kick the goal. Simple as that. They need 3 more to get in front of the Hawthorn team.
This to make it 9 points. Spider Everett comes in, he owes. He's kicked 1 goal, 1. He has kicked. Oh, wait for the goal up. I reckon he's got it. He has! It's a goal for the Saints!
games here at Colonial Stadium on a Sunday in the past few weeks, and they've all been big come-from-behinds, and that's a man, Shane Crawford, on the boundary. He looks a bit resigned to the fact he might be out of footy for a while, but let's stay with the present, and that's just a free kick.
Yep, that's there.
You've got to get front spot in a situation like this. The centre-bounce all important here. And here's Shane Crawford, and the hit from Stephen Lawrence. Looks like ribs or something. Not Larkins to follow that up.
They trailed by 27 points at three-quarter time. They're 9 points down now. And the Saints have kicked the last 4 goals. They are coming. Black. Begley in the middle will have another ball up. 2.5 minutes.
Shane Crawford in the hit. Stephen Lawrence. Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, right side ribs for Shane Crawford. Gary is really doing trouble in breathing down here, and he looks very uncomfortable, but he won't be back today, you wouldn't expect.
They need free space, the Saints. Campbell Brown. Handballed out in front. He'll get a free kick because he did most definitely handball the ball forward.
Not sure that Brett Voss did the right thing. I think you just got to let the play go and don't give Hawthorn possession and run the risk.
Hodge, 9 points down they are. 2 minutes remaining. And Simon Cox will run a bit off the clock. Hawthorn, St Kilda must pick up. Can't afford easy possessions in this situation. Cox to Thompson! He's kicked 7 today. And this would obviously nail the game for the Hawks.
Well, the best thing, a goal obviously wins in the game. A point gives St Kilda a chance. It's as simple as that. He's kicked 7-1 for the afternoon, but a point here gives St Kilda possession and probably their best crack at it.
And the clock's still ticking.
He's kicked the only 2 goals for Hawthorn of this quarter. He got 2 in the third. This will be number 7. He's missed it. Big fly at the back. Mark St Kilda.
Well, they've got to go. He's got to go.
We'll go Wolf's way with 1.25 minutes left, Ed.
Right, out they go. Del Santo. Garrick's got a bit of a gallop up here. Over the top. Harvey runs to space further up the ground. Garrick now holds it up. No one to give it to, so he waits. Black. Left foot kick up the line. Lawrence is there. Tallis with a match-saving mark. And the gallant Saints, with the last 4 goals of the quarter, look like it won't be enough. And Nick Brewalt, who's had such a wonderful game, will rue the fact that he has kicked 1 goal 3, including 2 behinds in this final term.
He will, and Raiden Tallis has had this for 20 seconds, I reckon, if you've had the clock on that, so really...
It's all right, he's got it.
Line ball.
Sean Wren will take his time. Running down the clock. Well, the Hawks have got a chance in season 2002 of playing in finals, because this will be their 6th win from 13 games, which means they need to win 6 out of their last 9 on the road home to make the finals in season 2002.
Yep. Hawthorn, you think will win it now. The umpire finally says move it on. The Hawks have got Sydney at the MCG, a chance to string a couple together. Wren! Game over. There it is. Hawthorn, after 4 losses, beat a gallant St Kilda. Fraser Garrick